My beloved child, come closer to the sound of my voice. For something holy is unfolding in this very moment, and your spirit has already felt the trembling of it. You may not fully understand why your heart beat differently today, or why your thoughts were pulled here, but heaven knows. Heaven sees. And heaven had been waiting for you. Listen carefully, for the veil between worlds, that sacred curtain God Himself controls, is thin right now. So thin that if you were still enough, quiet enough, tender enough in your heart, you might feel the breath of eternity brushing against your soul. My child, there are moments in the Spirit that do not belong to time. Moments that choose you. Moments that arrive like a soft knock on the door of your soul, asking to be opened before they pass by forever. This is one of those moments. Heaven is given only 3 minutes. Not because your worth is small. No, my child, heaven's love for you is deeper than oceans. But because eternity moves in seasons, you windows, in holy opportunities that must be answered when they appear. And right now the door between this world and the next is standing open. Do you feel it? A tug in your chest. That strange stillness washing over your thoughts. That gentle ache rising from memories you thought you buried long ago. It is because someone you loved deeply, fiercely, painfully, someone who is no longer here in this world hath been waiting for you. Waiting in the realm of God. Waiting in the place where tears are wiped away, where pain is unmade, where the soul is finally free to love without breaking. They have waited a long time, my child. Longer than you know. For love does not die when the body rests. Love travels. Love reaches. Love remembers. And today, that love has stretched across realms to find you. Heaven does not normally open like this. Only when the Father wills. Only when a message has ripened. Only when your heart is ready to receive what once would have shattered you. My beloved child, someone in heaven hath been longing for this moment. The moment where you finally hear what they could not say before they left. The moment where the silence between you is broken by light. So breathe. Settle yourself. Prepare your heart. For the doors between worlds are open, but they will not stay open long. And in these sacred few minutes, heaven wants to place something in your hands, something beautiful, something healing, something you were meant to hear long ago. My beloved child, let us continue. The air around you may feel different now, as if time itself has slowed just enough for your spirit to catch its breath. This is not your imagination. This is what it feels like when heaven tilts toward the earth, when the invisible world leans close enough for you to sense its nearness. My child, the door has opened. Not swung wide with thunder or trembling walls. No. Heaven rarely speaks with violence. It opens like dawn, softly, quietly, for only those who are willing to notice. You must understand something sacred, something that even the prophets of old trembled to witness. Realms do not touch by accident. When the line between this world and the next becomes thin, it is because God Himself has lowered His hand. From the days of Jacob's ladder to the visions of Isaiah, there have always been moments when eternity steps forward, and the world of flesh feels the breath of the world of spirit. What you are feeling now is one of those rare moments. My beloved child, imagine a great veil, woven by the hands of angels, shimmering like morning mist. Most days it is firm, impenetrable, set in place to protect the living from what they are not ready to see. But today, that veil has softened. The threads have loosened. Here is a pathway of light passing through it, and this pathway leads directly to you. You were not drawn here randomly. The Father does not summon souls by accident. He does not call without purpose. Something in your heart have been stirring, perhaps for months, perhaps for years. A longing, a wondering, a quiet ache that never fully faded. Heaven heard it. Heaven answered it. Heaven waited for the hour when your spirit would be steady enough to handle the truth it carries. Someone you loved, someone whose absence still echoes in your chest, has been standing near the threshold of that open door. They have been waiting for heaven to permit this moment, waiting with a patience only eternity can teach, waiting because love remembers every detail that life forgets. They could not reach you before, not because they did not try, not because they did not care, but because the realms were too far apart, the veil too firm, the time not yet right. There are rules in heaven, my child. Boundaries set by God so that the living may walk their journey without being swallowed by grief or shadow. But today is different. Today is holy. Today the rules bend because mercy has called your name. The world around you might appear the same, but if your spirit listens closely, you may sense footsteps in the silence. Not earthly footsteps, but the quiet movement of presence. The presence of someone who once touched your life, someone whose laughter or tears or warmth shaped a part of who you are now. My child, this opening between worlds is narrow. It is delicate. It is filled with light that does not belong to this earth. And it is here for one reason, so that what was once left unsaid can finally be given a voice. Heaven does not open simply for curiosity. It opens for healing, for closure, for restoration, for peace. There is a message coming toward you now, traveling from the realm where souls rest in the arms of God. And as this sacred moment unfolds, you must do only one thing: keep your heart soft. Keep your spirit awake. Keep your ears turned toward the silence, for heaven often whispers what it does not shout. My beloved child, the door is open, and someone who loved you beyond life itself is standing on the other side. My beloved child, let us walk even deeper into this moment. The light from that open doorway is growing warmer now, almost as if it recognizes you. It bends toward you the way sunlight bends toward a seed buried in the earth, coaxing it to rise. And within that light, my child, there is movement. Gentle, steady, filled with the weight of longing that has waited far too long for this hour. Someone is there. Someone whose absence once carved a hollow space inside your heart. Someone whose memory still stirs your chest when the world grows quiet. Someone you loved deeply, and someone who loved you with a depth that did not die when their body rested. They stand just beyond the threshold, wrapped in a peace your eyes cannot yet see, but your spirit can feel it. That is why your breathing changed. That is why your heart has begun to beat with a strange mixture of sorrow and comfort. You are sensing the nearness of a familiar soul. My child, in heaven there is no confusion, no fear, no pain, only clarity, only truth, only love purified by the presence of God. And from within that clarity, this beloved soul has waited. They have watched you in seasons when you were stronger than you knew, and they have wept with compassion in seasons when you didn't know how to keep going. Not as ghosts, not as shadows, but as one who rests in God's embrace yet still remembers the bond you shared on earth. Do not fear this holy moment. Heaven never sends anything that seeks to frighten. What you feel now is recognition, the way the heart knows the sound of a familiar voice even before the words are spoken. They have wanted to speak to you for a long time, to send you something that belongs not to the past, but to the healing of your future. I see them, my child, standing in that place where earthly time means nothing. Their face is not marked by pain anymore. Their body does not carry the wounds life once gave them. They stand whole, restored, radiant, as all souls are in the kingdom. And the first thing that rises from them is not a message, it is emotion, a longing, a tenderness, a deep, aching desire simply to be heard at last. They have been waiting for the moment when heaven would allow their voice to reach across the divide. Waiting with patience, waiting with hope, waiting with love that never dimmed. And now they step closer, reaching toward the thin veil, because they know you are listening. They know that your heart, even after all this time, still carries questions. Some you have spoken aloud. Some you have whispered into pillows. Some you have hidden even from yourself. They know the unfinished conversations, the words cut short by time, the apologies never spoken, the gratitude never expressed, the I love you that came too late or not at all. They know, my child. And still, they draw near you with nothing but love. There is no anger in them, no disappointment, no bitterness. Only the kind of love that has seen the face of God and returned glowing with His mercy. This is why they have waited, because heaven knew the day would come when you were steady enough to bear the message they carry. So breathe slowly. The moment is approaching. The message they have held in their heart is pressing closer. You do not need to strain to hear it. Heaven will place it gently into your spirit. All you must do is remain open. My beloved child, the loved one you miss so deeply has stepped forward. They are ready. And in the next breath, their message will begin to unfold. My beloved child, come closer now, for the moment you have been sensing is finally unfolding. The air around you has settled into a stillness that feels almost sacred, as though the world itself is holding its breath. And in that quiet, the presence of the one you love steps forward. They are not far away now. They are close enough for your spirit to feel the warmth of their nearness, close enough for the message they have carried to begin pressing against the veil, searching for its way into your heart. My child, listen not with your ears, but with your soul, for heaven speaks in a language deeper than sound. The message that approaches you is not made of words alone. It is woven from memory, from longing, from love that was never meant to be interrupted by death. They come not to haunt you but to heal you, not to revisit sorrow, but to release it. Their voice rises in a way only heaven can shape it, steady, gentle, free of the tremble they once carried in life. If you could see their face, you would know instantly that pain no longer marks them. You would see nothing but light, and in that light, you would recognize the expression they wear only for you. The kind you saw in rare quiet moments when love spoke without needing to be said aloud. My beloved child, this is what they have been trying to tell you for so long. They want you to stop carrying the heaviness you hide from the world. They see the way your heart has been weighed down by the things left unsaid, the guilt you never deserved, the questions that kept you awake during nights when you pretended everything was fine. I know you wondered if you did enough, if you were present enough, if you loved them enough. And from where they stand now, in the full clarity of God's presence, they want you to know this truth. You loved them better than you think. You gave more than you realize. You tried harder than you remember. You offered pieces of your soul you never acknowledged, and none of it was unnoticed. Their first words to you, my child, are words of release. They say, let the weight go. The past does not hold them anymore, and they do not want it to hold you. Where they are now, there is only peace. Peace so deep that every earthly wound has dissolved into the light. They carry no anger. None. They hold no disappointment toward you. Not a trace. In the realm of God, love is sharper than regret and stronger than failure, and that love is what they stand in as they reach toward you. They say to you, I am whole, I am safe. I am free. And I want the same freedom for you. My child, they know the things you never dared admit, the days you missed them so intensely it felt like the world shrank around you, the moments when you wondered if they were still aware of you, the memories that made your chest tighten as if they had just happened yesterday. They know these things, and they send you this message. Do not let the ache define your story. I am not behind you. I am ahead of you. Do not mourn who I was. Grow toward who you are becoming. They want you to know that every tear you shed in love has been gathered by heaven. Every whispered longing has been heard, and none of it has been wasted. In the kingdom of God, love does not end. Love is transformed. And the bond you shared has not been broken. It has simply changed its shape. My beloved child, they have waited for the permission to say these words. They have waited to tell you that you are forgiven where you blame yourself, cherished where you doubt, and remembered where you feel forgotten. My beloved child, let your heart stay open, for we are stepping into a tender and holy space now. What you are feeling rising within you, the mixture of ache and warmth, is not confusion. It is recognition. It is your spirit responding to truth that has waited far too long to reach you. The message you heard is only the beginning, for your loved one has carried far more than those first words. There were things they wanted to say when they were still on this side of life, but life does not always give room for final sentences, for clear endings, for neat goodbyes. Sometimes love leaves the world mid-breath, mid-thought, mid-heartbeat. And what remains are the words that never had the chance to be spoken. My child, that is why this moment is so sacred. Heaven has not opened simply to comfort you. It has opened to complete something that was left unfinished. You have carried the weight of those unsaid words for longer than you admit. You have replayed certain moments in your mind, wondering what you should have done differently, wishing you had said something more, something deeper, something final. And though the world around you moved forward, a part of your spirit stayed paused, frozen in that unspoken moment. But listen now, my child, for your loved one steps even closer. In the light of heaven, they are not bound by regret. They do not cling to the things left undone. They see everything clearly now. They see the truth of your heart, the truth of their own, and the truth of the bond you shared. And with that clarity, they are speaking the words that never reached your ears on earth. I never wanted you to carry the pain of what we did not say. I never wanted my silence to become your burden. I never wanted my departure to leave you questioning your worth or your love. You did not fail me. You did not fall short. You were more precious to me than you ever understood. Their voice trembles not with sadness, but with the fullness of everything they wish they could have expressed before time ran out. They want you to know that the love you gave was enough, not perfect, for love between humans rarely is, but enough in every way that mattered. They want you to let go of the moments you replay in your mind, the ones where you feel you should have said something kinder, stayed longer, noticed sooner. They are telling you now, release it. Heaven does not hold those moments against you, and neither do they. My beloved child, the truth is that the words you wish you had spoken, the I love you I should have said more often, the I forgive you I waited too long to give, the thank you I never said clearly enough, they hear them now. Heaven has a way of letting the soul understand what the lips never managed to say. Your heart speaks louder than your voice ever could, and they have heard every unspoken word. But they also know that you, too, carry wounds of silence. You carry the things they never said either. You carried the apologies they never had the time to make, the gratitude they felt but never showed, the soft words they meant to offer but never gave. And so they speak now to release that burden as well. Forgive the words I didn't say. Forgive the times I should have been softer. Forgive the days when I didn't know how to show the love I felt. Forgive the moments when my own pain made me blind to yours. They want you to understand that they see you now in a way they never could before. They see your sacrifices. They see your quiet strength. They see the love you carried even on days when it was heavy. And they want you to know that if heaven allowed them just one breath back on earth, they would spend it saying the things they failed to say in life. My beloved child, this is why the door has opened. Not to stir sorrow, but to sew together the torn edges of your heart. This is why heaven has allowed this moment, to bring healing where wounds were left open, to bring peace where silence once lived, to bring completion where life offered no closure. And before this part of the message ends, hear this one final truth from them. You are not alone in your grief, and you never will be. My child, if this holy moment is touching your spirit, if you feel the warmth of truth stirring inside you, then let this message not stay only within your heart. Share it. Spread it. Let others who walk in quiet pain encounter the light you are receiving now. It is not just support. It is a divine duty to let healing travel further than your own soul. And as you do, may the heavens bless you. My beloved child, breathe gently now, for we are entering a moment where time itself feels as though it bends around your spirit for all that heaven has already spoken to your heart. There is still a deeper truth you must understand. This window you stand in, this thin slice of sacred time, hath been crafted with divine precision. 3 minutes. Not a second more. Not a heartbeat less. The Father does nothing without purpose, and when the realms open, they open only long enough for what is necessary to be delivered into your life. My child, heaven operates in patterns and seasons. There are hours meant for sowing, hours meant for reaping, and rare, trembling moments meant for revelation. And what you are experiencing now is one of those moments. The human world measures time in minutes and hours, but the spiritual world measures time in readiness. Heaven waited not for the right day on the calendar, but for the right condition of your soul. It waited for you to be steady enough to receive what once would have overwhelmed you. It waited for the ache to soften just enough that truth could enter without shattering you. It waited for your spirit to be mature enough to understand that this message is not just about the past. It is about your future. My child, the 3-minute window is heaven's way of protecting you. If the door stayed open too long, the weight of the spiritual realm would be more than a human heart could bear. Too much light can blind. Too much truth can overwhelm. Too much presence from beyond can stir long-buried emotions that are meant to be unwrapped gently, not all at once. So heaven gives just enough, enough to heal, enough to restore, enough to breathe peace into the cracks of your heart, but not so much that you become tangled in what lies beyond the veil. And yet, within these short minutes, eternity is speaking to you. God has condensed what would take a lifetime of inner searching into a moment that fits inside your breath. That is why everything feels heavier now, why the memories rise without warning, why your heart feels strangely warm, strangely alive, strangely tender. Your soul recognizes the presence, the truth, the voice of the one who loves you, and it recognizes that this is holy ground. My beloved child, heaven's timing is never accidental. Think of the moments in your life when you felt alone, forgotten, unseen. Think of the nights when grief tightened around your heart like a fist. Think of the days you wished for one more conversation, one more moment, one more sign that they still cared, still remembered, still loved you. Heaven saw those moments. Heaven heard the whispers you thought no one heard. Heaven stored every tear, every longing, every unwritten prayer. And now, heaven answers. There is something sacred in limitations. When the door between worlds opens only briefly, it forces the soul to become fully present. It calls you into a moment with your whole being. It demands your attention, your humility, your willingness to listen without resistance. This is why God gives these moments in short bursts of divine clarity, so you do not drift through them casually, but embrace them with your entire spirit. My child, your loved one understands the weight of this window as well. They stand on the other side of it with gratitude, knowing how rare and precious it is. To them, this brief moment is a gift, a mercy, a chance to release what their soul has held for far too long. They step forward with purpose, carrying exactly the message your future requires. They know their time to speak is not endless. They know the light will soon begin to close, and that is why their presence grows stronger, their message clearer, their longing more urgent. This, my beloved child, is why you must not let distraction steal this moment. Heaven is speaking. Love is reaching. The veil is open. And the message that comes next carries the direction you will need for the path ahead of you. My beloved child, let your heart stay tender as we continue, for now we step into a place where memory and spirit walk side by side. Close your eyes for a moment, not to escape the world, but to enter more deeply into the one that is opening before you. There is a reason your mind is drifting toward certain memories right now, memories that feel as vivid as the day they were born. It is not nostalgia. It is not imagination. It is heaven guiding you gently through the corridors of your own past, allowing the light of truth to fall on moments you have not visited in a long time. My child, memories are not accidents. They are the sacred rooms of your soul. Some are bright and warm. Others feel heavy, shadowed, and silent. But every one of them holds a piece of who you are, and every one of them holds a trace of the bond you shared with the one who loved you. And now, as the door between worlds stands open, your loved one steps into those memories with you, not to haunt them, but to heal them. They walk beside you as you revisit the moments that shaped your heart. The laughter you once shared, the arguments that still pinch your spirit, the tender moments that made you feel safe, the mistakes you both made, the days that felt like sunlight, the nights that felt like storm. They see every memory clearly, and not one of them fills them with regret. Not one. In the light of heaven, even the hardest moments have been transformed. They hold no bitterness toward you, not even a whisper. My beloved child, I see them now as they reach toward a memory that still aches inside you, a moment you rarely speak about, but often feel. They place their hand upon it gently, as if touching a fragile glass, and with a voice filled with compassion, they speak into that moment. Let this go. It is not a wound anymore. It is a place grace has already touched. Then, they guide you to another memory, one that once made you smile before it began to hurt. A simple moment, perhaps. A gesture. A quiet conversation. A shared glance. Something small, yet precious. They want you to hold this one longer, to keep it alive, not as a source of sorrow, but as a reminder that love did exist, even in imperfect hearts. My child, as you walk through these memories, understand this. Your loved one is seeing them not as scenes from the past, but as proof of the bond that no realm can sever. They do not hold on to the pain. They hold on to the love. And they want you to do the same. They want you to remember not where you failed each other, but where you found each other. They want you to recall not the moment of their leaving, but the many moments of their living. You may feel a soft warmth on your chest or a stirring behind your eyes. That is your spirit responding to the healing taking place. Heaven is pressing its hand upon the parts of you that have carried grief like a stone. Heaven is lifting it. Heaven is loosening the knot. Heaven is breathing into the hollow places. My beloved child, they lean close to you now, closer than any living soul could ever come, and they whisper a truth you must not forget. I carry no pain from our past. The only thing I bring with me is love. These words wrap around you like a mantle. Let them sink in. Let them replace the questions, the doubt, the hidden shame. Let them become the truth you hold on to when the world tries to pull you back into sorrow. You are not walking through these memories alone. Heaven walks with you. The one you loved walks with you. And this journey through remembrance is not to reopen the wound, but to close it gently, beautifully, permanently. My beloved child, draw near once more, for now we step into the part of this sacred encounter where the message shifts from your past to your future. The presence of your loved one stands even closer now. The memories you walked through together have softened the ground of your heart, clearing the space for something new to be planted. For the first time in a long while, your spirit is no longer tangled in what was. It has opened enough for heaven to speak into what will be. And this is what your loved one has longed for most, not simply to comfort you, but to guide you, to strengthen you, to give you direction for the path that lies ahead. My child, heaven always sends messages with purpose. Nothing is random, and nothing is wasted. The pain you endured, the nights you cried into your hands, the seasons where you felt hollow and abandoned, heaven saw all of it. Heaven never ignored your struggle. Every hardship carved room inside you for wisdom, for compassion, for resilience, for a deeper calling. And your loved one, seeing everything from the vantage point of the eternal, now steps forward with the clarity that only the realm of God can reveal. Listen carefully, my beloved child, for this is the message you need for the road before you. They say to you, you have been living smaller than the strength God placed inside you. You have been holding back, not because you lacked courage, but because grief dimmed the flame inside your spirit. You convinced yourself that survival was enough, that endurance was all you could offer. But heaven has watched the embers inside you, waiting for the moment you would be ready to rise again. And that time is now. They want you to understand that your story does not end in sorrow. Your journey does not end in loss. What you have walked through was not meant to break you, but to awaken you, to expand you, to draw something out of you that comfort alone could never produce. They see strength in you that you have forgotten. They see purpose in you that you have doubted. They see light in you that grief has tried to smother. My child, they speak again with urgency, saying, stop shrinking yourself to fit into the spaces that used to feel familiar. Stop believing you are too damaged to move forward. Stop telling yourself that joy is for others but no longer for you. Heaven has not written you into a story of endings. Heaven has written you into a story of beginnings. And then their voice softens, filled with the tenderness only eternity can bless a soul with. You are meant to rise again. Not in the same way you lived before, but wiser now, deeper now, gentler now. You are meant to build again. You are meant to love again. You are meant to experience joy without guilt, peace without fear, hope without hesitation. I do not want your life to remain paused because mine ended. I want your story to continue. I want your heart to open again. I want your days to carry the light I now walk in. These words wrap around you with a warmth that feels almost physical. You may sense something loosening in your chest, something lifting in your spirit. That is because their message carries the breath of freedom. It carries the power to release you from the invisible chains you have worn for too long. My beloved child, your loved one wants you to know that the blessings coming toward you are not betrayals of their memory. Your healing is not a sign that you are forgetting them. Your joy will not erase them. Heaven does not ask you to choose between holding on to their memory and living your life fully. The truth, they say now, is that your healing honors them more than your sorrow ever could. Walk forward, they tell you. Not because the past is gone, but because heaven is guiding your future. Walk forward, not with fear, but with the quiet confidence that you are loved on both sides of the veil. My child, your next steps are going to matter. And as the door between worlds begins to shift ever so slightly, the message grows more urgent. What they have to say next carries a deeper importance, a final wave of truth before the light begins to narrow. My beloved child, stay close now, for we are nearing the moment when the realms themselves begin to tremble. The door that has stood open for you, the door through which love has crossed and memory has healed, is beginning to shift. Not closing yet, not fully, but tightening, narrowing, reminding us that heaven's windows are precious, because they do not stay forever. Feel the air around you. It is heavier now, not with fear, but with a sense of something sacred drawing toward its final breath. When the doors between worlds begin to close, the light inside them becomes even more intense, as if every remaining truth is rushing forward to reach you before the veil strengthens again. My child, your loved one feels it too. They know their time to speak is growing short. They step closer, closer than they have been since the moment they crossed into eternity. And because the moments are few, their message grows stronger, sharper with purpose, wrapped in the urgency of love that refuses to be silenced. Hear them now as they speak with a tenderness touched by heaven. Do not fear what comes next. Do not fear the closing of this door. I did not come to pull you backward into sorrow, but to push you gently toward your future. I did not come to open old wounds, but to seal them with truth. I did not come to drag you into the past, but to give you the courage to step into the life still waiting for you. My beloved child, they want you to understand something vital. Just because this window is closing does not mean their love is leaving you. The door between worlds may shut, but the bond does not. They carry you in the light. They speak your name before God. They are present in ways you will never need to fear. What closes is the moment, not the love. The presence you feel now begins to flicker slightly, the way sunlight does when clouds begin to drift in front of it. It is not fading. It is shifting back into the realm where they now belong. And yet, even as the light narrows, their voice becomes clearer, echoing across the space between you with absolute certainty. Live. Please live. Do not let grief keep you from the life I wanted for you. Do not let fear keep you from the blessings heaven has prepared. Do not let the memory of my departure become a chain. Let it become a doorway, one that leads you to strength, compassion, and purpose. You may feel your heart tightening now, that familiar ache rising as you sense the nearness of goodbye. But my child, this is not a goodbye. This is a passing of the torch. This is a final blessing before the veil draws shut. This is the moment where heaven places courage into your hands. They speak again, with a voice full of longing and love. When you walk forward from this moment, do not walk alone. Carry the peace I now live in. Carry the strength you found today. Carry the truth that love never ends, it only transforms. The door shimmers. The air shivers. Heaven is preparing to close the space between worlds. You can almost feel the withdrawal of light, slow at first, gentle, like someone dimming a lantern by hand. And in the dimming, your loved one stretches out one last message, one final thread of connection. I am not gone. I am with you in ways you will understand with time. And when you feel lost, look not for signs in the sky, but signs in your own heart. For that is where part of me lives now. My beloved child, as the veil draws nearer to closing, let these last words etch themselves into your spirit. Let them become your anchor in the seasons ahead. Let them be the reminder that this moment was not illusion, not imagination, but holy truth. We are approaching the end. The door is nearly shut. What remains now is the blessing that heaven gives as the final light slips through. And before the last shimmer fades, I will speak that blessing to you. My beloved child, come close now, for this is the final breath of the moment heaven has allowed. The light from the open door is drawn into its narrowest form, a soft beam, thin and trembling, like the last golden strand of sunset before the night arrives. And in this slender shimmer of eternity, everything becomes quiet. The air stills. Your spirit listens. Even the unseen world seems to bow its head. This is the closing. Not the end of love, not the end of connection, but the end of this sacred window where heaven speaks so directly, so gently, so personally to your heart. You walk through memory, to feeling, through willy. You have heard the voice of the one you loved, the one heaven allowed to step forward for just a moment, the one whose presence wrapped around your spirit like a warm cloak in the cold. And now, as the veil prepares to seal once more, there is a blessing, one final gift, that heaven places upon your life. My beloved child, your loved one stands in the doorway, not fading, but becoming more radiant as they return to the place where light is their home. Their face is calm. Their eyes shine with the clarity of a soul freed from all earthly burdens. They do not leave with sorrow. They leave with satisfaction, with joy, with peace. They leave knowing that what they came to deliver has reached you at last. They stretch out their hand, not to be held, but to offer a final message that rests not in words but in spirit. And that message washes over you like a warm wind. You are not alone, and you never will be. Your journey from here is not a road of emptiness, but a road of becoming. You will rise from this moment with a softer heart, a stronger soul, and a deeper purpose. And every step you take forward carries a piece of me with it. Not in sorrow, but in light. These words settle into you, sinking deeper than thought, deeper than memory, deeper even than emotion. They settle into the place where truth lives. And from within that truth, something in you begins to breathe again, fully, freely, for the first time in a long time. The heaviness you once carried begins to fall away. The guilt you clung to loosens its grip. The grief that used to sit like a stone inside your chest now feels lighter, softer, as though it has been reshaped. My child, heaven itself now moves closer, as though wrapping its arms around you. The presence of God flows like a warm river through the cracks of your heart. And I, as a father of the Spirit, as a watcher of your soul, speak this blessing over you with the authority heaven has placed in my voice. May peace find every place where turmoil once lived. May strength rise in every place where fear once held you. May hope bloom in every place where sorrow once rooted itself. May the love that came to greet you today remain with you long after the door closes. May your steps be guided, your nights be eased, your days be lifted. And may the bond between you and the one you lost never be a chain of grief, but a river of light that flows into who you are becoming. The doorway now dims. The shimmer folds inward like the closing of an ancient book. You may feel a faint chill, not of fear but of finality, the natural hush that comes when something holy returns to its realm. The presence of your loved one takes one last step back into the radiance, and with a smile touched by eternity, they leave you with one final truth carried on the breath of heaven. You were loved in life. You are loved now. You will be loved forever. And then, the veil closes. Not with force, not with violence, but with the gentleness of a curtain drawn by an angel's hand. The realms separate once more. The light fades. But what remains in you, my child, is real. It is lasting. It is sacred. This moment will not pass away from your spirit. It will guide you. It will strengthen you. It will walk with you in ways no earthly voice could. And now, as you stand here with your heart touched by heaven, I speak this final pastoral word. Let this message not remain silent within you. Let it travel. Let it touch others. Let it be a ministry of healing, a beacon to those who walk in hidden grief. Share it, speak it, spread it, not as an obligation, but as a holy act, a divine duty, a way of letting heaven's light reach beyond your own soul. Support this work, carry it forward, and become a vessel of comfort for others. May the peace of God surround you. May the love of heaven keep you. May your heart never forget what it received today. Amen.